Chosen one, the people who judged your season of isolation are about to witness a love story that will leave them completely speechless. Stop scrolling. You are here right now because a higher intelligence meticulously guided you to this exact confirmation. For the longest time, you have carried the quiet ache of being profoundly misunderstood. You gave your depth to shallow waters, faced agonizing betrayals, and watched connections shatter until you convinced yourself that walking alone was your only safe option. The world looked at your empty hands and assumed you were forgotten, but they did not see the unseen realm. What felt like endless rejection was actually the universe violently protecting your frequency. Your isolation was never a punishment. It was a sacred quarantine. The divine was clearing your timeline to make room for a connection so rare, so perfectly aligned with your soul coordinates that it will defy human logic. This is not about ordinary romance. This is a spiritual collision. Stay with me until the very end of this message. Do not let any distraction pull you away from this screen today, because if you stay, I am going to fulfill 3 specific promises to you. First, you will understand exactly why your past relationships had to fail so painfully, and why those brutal endings were actually divine rescues. Second, I am going to give you a specific framework called the resonance check, a tool you can use to instantly recognize divine timing when it stands in front of you. And third, before we finish our time together, you will step into the exact frequency required to receive what is currently moving toward you. You are not destined to be alone. You are destined to be matched, and everything you are about to hear will prove it. Imagine sitting alone in the dark. The city outside your window is completely asleep. You can feel the physical coldness of the glass against your forehead as you watch the empty street below, and inside your chest there is a heavy, quiet weight. In that absolute silence, you have asked the empty room, "Is there anyone out there who actually speaks my language?" You have felt that physical tightness in your throat. You have felt the deep exhaustion in your shoulders from carrying your immense depth all by yourself. You have laid in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering if you are just too complicated to be loved. That feeling in your chest is not a symptom of depression. It is not anxiety. It is the very first sign of a massive energetic shift occurring in your life. Let me show you what is happening right now, because your physical body and your daily reality are already showing the symptoms of the spring that is about to arrive. You have probably noticed a sudden intense detachment from your old routines. Places you used to go now feel empty. The superficial conversations that you used to tolerate now feel physically exhausting to sit through. You sit at a dinner table with people you have known for years, and you look around only to realize you have absolutely nothing left to say. You are not just bored. Your body is literally repelling toxic and misaligned energy. Your tolerance for shallow connections has completely disappeared. Every time someone tries to engage you in gossip, you pull away. Every time a connection demands you to shrink yourself to fit their comfort zone, you instantly close the door. This is a physical and spiritual bridge happening inside you. And then there is the unseen realm. You keep getting these sudden flashes of intuition about someone arriving. You can almost feel the presence of another energy in the room with you, even though no one is physically there. You catch yourself looking at the empty space beside you, not with the heavy sadness you felt a year ago, but with a strange, quiet sense of anticipation. It is as if your soul is preparing a seat at the table for a guest who has already knocked on the front door, and the universe is relentlessly confirming it. You are seeing the same repeating numbers everywhere you look. You glance at the clock at the exact same minute every day. You hear fragments of conversations from strangers or lyrics in a song that carry a very specific, undeniable message about reunion alignment and divine timing. This is not your imagination playing tricks on you. This is the universe whispering that the coordinates have been locked in. Here is the truth you need to hear today. You are not pushing people away because you are broken. You are not isolating yourself because you are afraid of the world. Your frequency is simply enforcing a new boundary. Your vibration has risen so high that anyone who cannot match it is being naturally cleared from your path. If you have noticed your tolerance for shallow connections disappearing, type "I see it" in the comments right now to confirm that your spirit recognizes this shift. Seal that recognition. But what is the universe actually doing behind all this massive clearing? Why did the process have to be so incredibly lonely? That is the secret. Let me show you exactly what is being prepared while you sit in this empty space. I am naming this tool early because I refuse to build false mystery just to sell you something at the very end. Let me be fully transparent right now so you can decide to stay for the truth. You are currently experiencing a massive shift in your frequency. Your energy is violently pushing away the old to make room for the divine. But there is a hidden problem. Sometimes the deep trauma of your past isolation builds a heavy wall. That trauma physically blocks you from trusting this new, pure frequency when it finally arrives. You want love, but your nervous system expects pain. Dr. Lake, a renowned researcher, understood this barrier. He developed a specific audio protocol called the Genius Song. It uses advanced brain entrainment to directly reactivate your dormant gamma brainwaves. Gamma is the exact frequency of deep intuition, natural flow, and divine alignment. When you reactivate this state, it naturally neutralizes those old trauma responses, calming your nervous system so you can actually receive what is coming. If your spirit already tells you this is the tool you need to prepare your mind for this connection, the link is in the description and the pinned comment. Do not rush, only look if you feel led. But for those staying with me right now, we need to talk about why your past broke you so deeply. What felt like a string of failed relationships and wasted years was actually a string of successful divine interventions. You thought you were losing people, but you were actually losing the chains that would have kept you stagnant. What felt like a string of failed relationships was actually a string of successful divine interventions. I need you to hear that again and let it settle into your bones. Every time someone walked away, every time a connection shattered and left you sitting in the ruins of what you thought was love, the universe was aggressively intervening to save your destiny. Think of the ancient story of Ruth. When she was in Moab, she lost absolutely everything. Her security, her past, her known world completely collapsed. To anyone watching, it looked like a tragic ending. It looked like failure. But the loss of everything in Moab was not a punishment. It was the brutal, necessary resetting of her coordinates. That devastating loss was the only mechanism that could force her to move toward the field of Boaz, toward an encounter that literally changed the course of history. You have been in your own Moab. You have been surviving a harsh, unforgiving winter in your relationships. But a severe winter is not meant to kill the tree. It is meant to strip away every dead leaf and protect the seed beneath the freezing earth, preparing it for an unstoppable spring. Look back at those past connections and pay attention to what your body was telling you all along. Notice how your jaw was always clenched when you were around them. Notice the shallow breathing when you tried to please them, the constant walking on eggshells, the underlying hum of anxiety masquerading as excitement. That was not love. That was your body violently rejecting a misaligned frequency. Your nervous system knew what your conscious mind was trying to deny. You did not fail at love. You survived the wrong love. The universe was clearing the space. It was emptying the room so that when the right frequency arrives, there is no clutter left to block it. But here is the question you must face right now. When this new person finally steps into the cleared space, what happens to your nervous system? Will it recognize the peace, or will it panic because it is so used to chaos? Take a breath here. Slowly let it out, because the hard part is over. The winter is breaking. Now, let us look at what is actually arriving. Most people in this world are desperately searching for romance. They are looking for the butterflies, the dramatic highs, the intoxicating rush of uncertainty. But the divine does not operate in the frequency of anxious romance. There is an ancient Hebrew word that describes what is coming to you. The word is hesed. Hesed means steadfast, unbreakable, loyal love. It is not a feeling that fluctuates with the weather. It is a love that stays. It is a fortress. Trauma bonding feels like a roller coaster, but Hesed feels like a quiet, unshakable foundation. How will you know when this divine encounter is standing right in front of you? I am going to give you a specific tool. It is called the resonance check. This is a 3-step biological and spiritual framework to test any new connection. You do not need to say a word to perform this check. You just need to observe. Step 1 is to notice the silence. When this person sits beside you and neither of you are speaking, does your mind get louder or quieter? A trauma bond fills the silence with loud insecurities and a desperate need to perform. A divine connection makes your mind drop into absolute comfortable stillness. Step 2 is the nervous system drop. When you receive a message from them or when they walk into the room, observe your physical muscles. Do your shoulders instinctively tense up, bracing for impact? Or do you feel an immediate physical exhale, a loosening of the tension in your chest? Divine timing does not trigger your fight or flight response. It turns it off. Step 3 is the identity expansion. When you spend an hour with this person, do you walk away feeling like you had to shrink yourself, hide your depth, or dilute your spiritual awareness to make them comfortable? Or do you walk away feeling massive, expansive, and completely authorized to be your true self? Let me tell you about a chosen one who was exactly where you are. They had completely given up. They deleted every dating app, stopped searching, and decided to just focus entirely on aligning their own frequency. They were exhausted from trying to force pieces to fit. But the moment they dropped the resistance, the universe moved. They met someone in the most ordinary, unexpected circumstance. They applied the resonance check. In the presence of this stranger, their mind was quiet. Their nervous system dropped into total relaxation. They felt massive, not shrunken. Today they are walking in a profound divine partnership that defies logic simply because they stopped forcing the wrong doors and recognized the right one when it opened quietly. If your spirit recognizes this truth, if you are truly ready for a love that brings peace and not panic, type "I receive" in the comments right now. Make that declaration. But there is one massive obstacle that could sabotage this connection the moment it arrives. It is an internal block so deep that it could cause you to push away the exact person you have been praying for. Before I reveal that one internal block, because I must show you how to defeat it, there is one more thing you need to know. And this changes absolutely everything about how you will navigate the coming weeks. Let me pause and put this in plain words. I want you to walk away from this message with something solid. Here is what you now know. Your past relationship failures were not because you were unlovable, but because your frequency was fundamentally incompatible with trauma-based attachments. The resonance check framework gives you a 3-step biological and spiritual test to verify if a new connection is divine. And the identity piece that ties this all together is this. You are someone who requires Hesed, steadfast love, because your multidimensional soul simply cannot survive in shallow waters. Now let us address the final piece of the puzzle. Decades of research at leading institutions like MIT and Princeton have mapped out exactly what happens to a human brain under prolonged stress and isolation. They identified a phenomenon called the decline effect. When you live in a state of constant survival, constantly healing from broken trust and misaligned relationships, your brain loses its ability to sustain gamma waves. Gamma is the highest frequency of brain activity. It is the frequency of profound intuition flow states and the ability to instantly recognize divine alignment. When your gamma waves go dormant, your brain gets stuck in a high beta state, which is pure survival mode. In high beta, your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a threat and a blessing. That is why you are so susceptible to pushing away good things or falling back into familiar trauma bonds. As a chosen one, your gamma waves were naturally high when you were born. You were designed to operate in that magical, intuitive frequency. But the world, the betrayals, and the long wilderness seasons have suppressed it. Remember earlier when I first mentioned the Genius song? Now it is time to understand exactly how it anchors this new love and protects you from sabotaging your own blessing. Let me share a story about a man whose marriage had become a completely silent room. He and his wife were living together, but had stopped truly seeing each other. The trauma and the stress of daily life had built a thick wall between them. Out of pure desperation, not even believing in brain science, he began listening to the genius song. He did not change his words, he did not force conversations. But within weeks, his brain quieted down. The high beta survival frequency faded, his gamma waves reactivated, and for the first time in years, he could actually hear his wife's energetic frequency. The wall dissolved, not through arguments, but through a shift in his own internal resonance. I would never disrespect your financial reality. I know that true spiritual seekers do not have money to waste on false promises. This is the full power of the genius song. It is not a meditation. It is not a positive affirmation track. It is a precise audio protocol designed to bypass your conscious resistance and directly stimulate the dormant gamma centers of your brain, pulling you out of survival mode and into the exact frequency required to receive divine love. If you were to seek out clinical biofeedback therapy to achieve this state, retreats and specialized clinics cost upwards of $500 a session. Dr. Lake condensed 34 years of research into this single 7-minute audio track. The original cost was $49, which is already a fraction of traditional methods. But right now, through the link provided specifically for this message, it is $39. It is a one-time investment with absolutely no subscriptions. And to ensure you have every tool necessary for this new season, it comes with 4 specific bonuses, including the guided visualization and the daily habits infographic offering, a total bonus value of $80, completely free. Furthermore, Dr. Lake insists on a 90-day keep the bonus guarantee. If you use this protocol and do not feel the profound shift in your nervous system, you will receive a full refund. And, as an apology for your time, you keep all $80 worth of bonuses forever. Every single day your brain remains stuck in a survival frequency is a day you risk pushing away the divine connection that is trying to reach you. You cannot afford to meet a divine partner with a trauma-bonded nervous system. One thing I must warn you about. Because of the incredible success of this specific gamma protocol, there are counterfeit versions floating around the internet. They use generic sounds that do nothing for your brainwaves. To protect your mind and ensure you receive the authentic technology with the full guarantee, only use the official link located in the description and the pinned comment of this video. Do not search for it anywhere else. Right now, wherever you are, just gently close your eyes for a moment. Take a slow, deep breath. You do not need to make a decision about a product right now. You need to make a decision about your peace. You need to decide if you are ready to stop operating in survival mode and start operating in divine flow. If your spirit is telling you yes, then your intuition already knows what to do. The door is waiting for you in the description. Now open your eyes, because we have to confront the final shadow. We have to confront the final shadow. What is the one massive obstacle that could sabotage this divine connection the moment it arrives? It is not another person. It is not bad timing. It is not the universe changing its mind. It is your own internal belief of unworthiness. It is the silent, deeply buried subconscious fear that you simply do not deserve a love this good, or the terrifying thought that if something this beautiful actually enters your life, a tragedy is inevitably going to follow. Let us break down exactly why this happens, because you need to understand the mechanics of your own mind. After spending years in the wilderness, after surviving betrayal, after holding yourself together through seasons of profound abandonment, your brain has literally wired itself to view chaos as normal. Your nervous system has adapted to disappointment. It has built its entire architecture around surviving pain. So when genuine peace finally shows up, when a connection arrives that is consistent, honest, and completely safe, your brain sounds a massive alarm. Peace feels terrifying because peace is unfamiliar. You start waiting for the other shoe to drop. You start looking for hidden motives. You subconsciously push the right person away, or you start picking invisible fights because your mind would rather control the ending than be vulnerable to the unknown. You think you are protecting yourself, but you are actually recreating the very prison the universe just broke you out of. Listen to me very carefully right now. Your fear of receiving love is not intuition. It is a trauma echo. It is a ghost from a past season trying to dictate your new reality. You have to stop confusing your trauma response with your divine discernment. The universe is not setting you up to fail. The divine is not dangling a blessing in front of you just to snatch it away. That is not how the highest intelligence operates. If you recognize this pattern within yourself, if you know you have been bracing for impact instead of opening your arms, you need to drop that heavy burden today. Type "I release" in the comments right now to officially let go of the deeply rooted belief that you must suffer for love. Type it and mean it. Let it go completely. Stay with me. Do not step away from this space, because what I am about to declare over your life at the very end of this message will permanently seal this new reality, and you cannot afford to miss it. Before you can step fully into this union, you must understand the absolute magnitude of who you actually are. You are not a victim of your past relationships. You are not someone who is damaged goods. You are the cycle breaker. You were chosen by the divine to step into the bloodline and declare that the toxic patterns stop right here. The history of settling for less, the history of begging for basic respect, the generational curse of hidden betrayals and unrequited sacrifices. It all ends with you. You took the heaviest blows so that the cycle would finally break. You absorbed the pain of the past so that the future could be clean. And because you did that, you are also the light bearer. You carry a frequency that illuminates dark spaces. You were never meant to be dragged down into someone else's unhealed shadows forever. You are meant to bring your massive light into a connection that is equally illuminated, equally aware, and equally devoted. This is the exact frequency required to receive what is coming. You are stepping into the sovereign identity of someone who knows their worth is not negotiable. You are no longer auditioning for a place in someone's life. You are taking your rightful seat on the throne of your own existence. The brutal clearing of your past is finished. The preparation is complete. Now it is time to cross the threshold. I want you to participate in a mental action with me right now. Wherever you are, as long as it is safe to do so, simply soften your gaze or gently close your eyes in your mind. I want you to visualize that you are wearing a very heavy, thick iron suit of armor. You put this armor on years ago to protect your fragile heart from a world that kept hurting you. It has kept you safe, yes, but it is cold, it is incredibly rigid, and it is exhausting to carry around every single day. This armor represents every wall you built, every defense mechanism you created to survive your past relationships. Now, in your mind's eye, I want you to feel the heavy clasps unlocking. Feel the thick metal sliding off your tired shoulders, falling away from your chest and crashing heavily to the floor. Hear the sound of it dropping away. Notice how incredibly light your physical body feels in this moment. Notice how freely and deeply you can suddenly breathe. Your chest is open, your heart is exposed, but it is entirely safe. Now feel a warm, brilliant golden light shining directly onto your skin. It is the unmistakable, life-giving warmth of spring. The freezing, desolate winter of your isolation is entirely over. The seed you protected for so long under the frozen earth is finally breaking through the soil. You are blooming. We pause right now to acknowledge the incredibly long and lonely road you have walked to get here. The universe sees the nights you cried yourself to sleep, staring at the ceiling, wondering if you were completely broken. The divine honors the immense strength it took to keep your heart soft and compassionate in a world that tried so relentlessly to make it hard. You survived the wilderness. You did not let the darkness change your nature. Now take a slow, deep breath in. Gather up any remaining energy of the people who misunderstood you, the people who took advantage of your light, the people who abandoned you when you needed them most. Gather all of that heavy, stagnant energy up in your lungs. And as you exhale, blow that energy completely out of your energetic field. Send it away. Watch it dissipate into nothingness. It no longer has any claim on your life, your mind, or your future. Now stand tall in your spirit. I declare that your season of hiddenness is officially over. I declare that the divine connection meticulously orchestrated for your life is currently navigating its way to your exact coordinates. You are fully authorized to receive steadfast, unbreakable, loyal love. You are no longer searching. You are aligning. You are not destined to be alone. You are destined to be matched. It is sealed. If you feel that massive shift deep within your bones, if your soul is vibrating with this undeniable truth type, I am ready with the force of a lion in the comments below. Claim your new season loudly. If this message brought peace to your chaos today, if it answered the quiet prayers you whispered in the dark gently, let your like be your amen without words. Let it be a signal to the universe that you have received the transmission. Stay connected to this space. Subscribe to this channel because this network of light is growing rapidly across the globe, and there are many more divine insights being prepared for your next level of elevation. For those who feel a deep internal pull to use the Genius Song to prepare their minds, calm their nervous systems, and reactivate their highest frequencies. For this new connection, the exact link is below in the description and the pinned comment. Only explore it if your spirit gives you the absolute confirmation to do so. And finally, if a specific person came to your mind while you were listening today, someone who has pulled away from everyone, someone who has been unusually quiet lately because their heart is secretly broken and they do not know how to explain what they are going through, share this message with them. Send it to them directly right now. This might be the exact confirmation they have been desperately praying for in their own silent winter. You are not leaving a message today. You are entering your spring.